Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT News. With Sentinels getting bodied last night by NRG, the question is being raised, when is Marved going to come into this starting team? TenZ had a bad showing, but the entire team got destroyed, and Marved is pretty much saying, get me in, coach, at some point in the future, and it may be necessary sooner rather than later. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Plenty to discuss. Firstly, just a quick comment here from Josh and Asuna. Of course, this is Steel from the side of Disguised. I feel bad for the Turtle Troop guys, but we had to make moves, you know, like they've got prime players sitting as there as free agents. We're not supposed to poach someone, so I think he's just joking around here and poking a bit of fun. But there is some interesting questions right now. What's going on with Disguise? What's going on with Turtle Troop? Because I think we did mention that possibly changes are going to be happening there. So, and obviously Disguised, they're announcing their player right today, I believe, later tonight. The rumors have it, or at least, that was the discussion from Disguise themselves, that indeed there's going to be an announcement today for their new player. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that one. But Disguise changes happening. Tier 2 is always a mess, but honestly, Tier 1's kind of a mess as well. Easter was yesterday, zyppan was festive, but it didn't work out in their favor in the match themselves. They pretty much got fried. We'll see in a second. Before we get there though, wanted to discuss the Pacific region, a new record in the VCT Pacific, 336,000 viewers. Really cool stuff. The Americas peak, the EMEA peak as follows. But yeah, Zeta versus Global Esports yesterday was enough to break that record quite comfortably. Zeta, of course, leading a lot of the numbers here. The Japanese community is crazy, and you know, I'm really rooting for Zeta to qualify because I'd love to see them at Masters Tokyo. I just think it's going to be a big challenge. The teams they've played so far, RRQ and GE, they haven't been easy wins, but they have got the wins regardless. So yes, Zeta 2-1. Fundamentally, those are series that they absolutely needed to win. They needed to beat the teams that are expected to be in the bottom half of the table. Global Esports 0-3 now, which is an unfortunate start for them. RRQ 1-2, Zeta 2-1, but then they've got teams like T1, Secret, GenG, PaperX, and DRX, and I would expect DRX and PaperX here to qualify in one of those, or in two of those top 3 spots for Masters without too much difficulty. It's who the third team is going to be for me. Hopefully it's Zeta, but a long way to go for them. Detonation also not looking so good. The other Japanese team and the other series yesterday, I believe, was DRX taking down Talon in a relatively easy matchup for them, as you'd expect. So that's what's going on in the Pacific side. Let's talk the Americas though then, because this is where the drama happens, as you would expect. I mean, it's North America, baby. The drama is absolutely everywhere. So Sentinels say, swear this used to be better, and they've got the diet OpTic, right, which is what they would consider NRG to be. Pretty good tweet. We know that Sentinels, their social media, always pretty good, but it only really works if they win the match, which unfortunately for them wasn't the case here. It was an interesting series in a way, because early on here on Lotus, it looks quite competitive. NRG always seemed to have a slight edge on them though, and we saw the other day when NRG played up against they got completely bodied by Leviathan, right, on this particular map, and didn't look so impressive. Sentinels play them here, and NRG still get the job done. There was, you know, some nice plays from zyppan and co to try and make this work on the comeback side, and there were some chances that they were going to pull this off. There were some 1v1s happening. NRG needed to make it quite close to close out. There also was a lag moment going on here, where Som in this corner gets this lag, does get 1 kill before getting traded. So, you know, there was some questions here what was going to go on. Som's PC just went to sleep for some reason, and it wasn't ideal for these guys. I don't know what happened here, and even as Artist says, we'll see in a second, like lagging on LAN, I don't know how this is the case, but it's something they're gonna have to certainly think about, right, because we know that production in the VCT isn't always the best, and this is just one further example. So I'll just share the clips here as the series ends, and the comments here from, you know, Marved and Tarek especially, on the way things have gone with this team at the moment, and their thoughts on potentially where Marv needs to be coming in relatively soon indeed.
Watch them lose. I don't have to sit here and watch them lose. Literally. This is a disgrace. Where the f is Marved? When the f are we bringing him out? We signed him, now what? We need to use him. We need him to play. Now. Where the hell is he? Where am I? Where am I? God, I wasn't there when they needed me the most. Oh my God, I'm an L unofficial 7th. I'm an actual L unofficial 7th. Oh my God, bro.
London Spitfire. GG. Wait.
Bro, we're getting 13-2'd.
Damn,
Oh
I want to
my
see how they
God,
close
bro.
I thought it was gonna be close.
Another day at work for
Wow.
NRG. Sheesh.
Are
Not
any of
too
you guys
shabby.
watching the next game, or?
Yeah, I'll be on.
Last chance.
With so much before them, NRG with so many tools
GG.
at their disposal, artists trying to put them away. second in this 1v3 turned into nothing.
GG. At least the old friends won, right?
Yeah.
Sweet, but they're
Yeah.
back on top.
Damn, that was statement. Big statement.
So this Icebox was just ridiculously uncompetitive. We know that NRG are pretty good at this map. When they were OpTic, they're pretty good at this map. But Sentinels looked entirely lost. Don't really know why they played this map, to be honest. Okay, Pancada won a 1v1 against Victor. But, I mean, yeah, it wasn't pretty, to be honest. Even the round a couple before this, where some clutched a 1v2 against Sassy and Pancada. We saw the other day, Sentinels played 100 Thieves. And there was a question, was that Sentinels kind of just having a bit of a hard time with 100 Thieves that aren't actually that good? Or are 100 Thieves actually good? And Sentinels got the job done. I think we've got our answer here, to be honest. No 30-0 on Icebox, but man, this was not competitive. 13-2, of course, has ended at the end, and as Arda says, 2-0 versus Sentinels, 1-1 in the league. Good performance by us, but crazy how in 2023 we still have lag on LAN. So yeah, definitely calling out, Riot and the way the game is played. I know there's questions about the fact that a LAN environment with the PCs connected to each other should be better, but for some reason the LAN connection between PCs is just significantly worse than when it was even on consoles. Back in the day, you'd play like Halo or whatever on consoles, plug all the Xboxes into each other, and that was such a good LAN connection with 0 ping. For some reason, the PCs can't do it in the same way. Don't exactly know what it is, but it feels like you still have to play on a server externally to the PCs themselves, which does induce some further lag and does mean moments like SOMs can happen, which you wouldn't expect to. But still, artists, they got the job done anyway. They won't be too dissatisfied about it. And there was some talk from Sentinels about, okay, yeah, their Lotus sucked, but of course they won it. But really, it was the Icebox that was dominant. But yeah, TenZ had a rough time. There's no doubt about it. We'll look at the stat here in a second. Looked pretty lost this series, to be honest. And it was interesting because Victor was just straight up jet diffing TenZ, which I was not expecting to be the case, obviously. And look, the entire team had a bad series here. But the question is, are the roles working if TenZ is struggling like this? We know that they've changed things around. Sassy has changed around, gone to the smokes or whatever. Pancada's become the Sentinel. So, it's a bit weird what they're playing at there. They made those role changes. There were all the rumors a couple of weeks ago that's what they might have been trialing out, and well, basically people were calling it absurd and that it was never going to work, but it worked against 100 Thieves, but playing their real, tough competition, because for me, this was the big series for Sentinels. Loud and potentially Fury or Leviathan might well be away and gone. They need to compete quickly, and NRG might well be the key challenger from the North American region to actually make it to Masters. And, this is a big series for Sentinels, but they go down in not a particularly good showing. He says, yeah, unfortunate to have a series so bad, nothing much else to say. And even as Seth Fowler says here from NRG, now I see why Shroud left, because that was not pretty. Will work harder, says Zekan, going forward, and they certainly need to. But then we get into the juicy drama, right? Because this tweet comes out here from Psycho back in January, where there was this discussion with Chet, and basically what he says is, we'll see how that shifts this year without Ye and Marv to carry you, because, as it turned out, Marv ended up joining Sentinels, right? But basically he was calling out Chet at the time and saying, look, your team NRG isn't going to be as good without your two best players, Ye and Marv. Turns out you look at the present day, and NRG were coming for blood for this one. Cheddar got this saved up for, 3 months, pretty much, to get this to end us over the line. Fantastic stuff from North America. But, tweets out the overall scoreboard, and as you can see, not pretty at all. Looking good, I think, as he says, which I thought was pretty hilarious. So, look, Psycho's just got to sit down after that one. Tough times for him, because, his team, after all this discussion, didn't work out so well. Just look at what Psycho said, actually, as a result of this. Probably got a drop in the follow, to be fair, but as he says, O2 versus NRG, GG to them. Their changes look good. Unacceptable from us. We did not play to our established level. Well, it's not necessarily established if you can't deliver it in a series like this. Back to work, he says, but maybe back to this man. So obviously Psycho said in that tweet back in January, oh, with no Ye and Marved, how are you guys expecting to win? But it turns out Marved is now on Sentinels, which is potentially an important player to have on your team. So what are they going to do? We know that we've heard the discussion over the past few weeks about the fact that, oh, well, get rid of Dephh, put Sassy on the IGL, bring Marved in, and honestly, match by match, it doesn't seem like too much of a bad idea. Even Marved says, GG's to NRG, lost O2, will be back stronger, kind of implying that he's already on the roster, and I would not be surprised if he expects to be in the near future. So, intrigue your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Even as Chet says, launch up the Streamlabs, get the stream on, but I mean, still, if Sentinels continue to struggle like this, and all the comments in the community, from Zoms and from Tarek and from Marved himself are, and even from Sentinels' own Twitter account, that, yeah, maybe Marv needs needs to come in, then maybe it's only a matter of time until it happens, because there were some questions about roles. I believe that more than likely, you know, he could come into this roster and change some things around, switch up the team somewhat, because, yeah, they weren't having a good time here. TenZ looked lost at times, Dephh 17 and 35, ShahZaM had a bit of a rough time, Som 40 and 19, right? So I'm sure that, you know, Marved is seeing what Som is doing for NRG in his role and thinking, damn, get me back in the league, and he'll try and show them what he can still do. So tweet your thoughts in the comments below. Just to mention as well, the other series, MIBR versus Crew, that was a 2-1 for MIBR. There were some questions as well because, you know, cNed being in the team now, they still haven't looked that good since cNed's been here. They made the change, Zand and all this type of stuff. Some questionable moves, to be honest. But yeah, with cNed here, had a rough time map 1. Lotus, I mean, okay, played a bit better here, but they lost this map 13-11, and then 14-12 to MIBR. So yeah, pretty interesting in a way that since cNed joins, they haven't really taken a big step forward, if anything, Crew, and certainly aren't a favoured team right now. They're bottom of the league 0-2 to make it through to Masters when the time comes that all these teams have played through the single round robin. So yes, NRG moved back to 1-1, a very important win for them down the line, and I think that might well prove to be the victory in a month and a half's time that gets them over the line to qualify for Masters. But very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.